All right, sir. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make add reCaptcha to the Elementor site. So this site went live literally yesterday, and by this morning, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spam things. Some from Russian words, some are from I don't even know. So this is how we do it. So first thing is we go to Google. So just literally Google reCaptcha. Then go to the reCaptcha Google. Then if you have Gmail, you just log in. If not, you have to create an account, I believe. Then from there, you don't do enterprise, do admin console. So hit this. Again, if you don't have it created, you'll just create it. And then we're gonna create a new code. So this will make sense in a little bit. So we're gonna create a new label. This is gonna be for something called excellent waste. And then you have a choice. You can do score base, which is version 3, or a challenge, which is version 2. Version 2 is the one people are probably most familiar with, which is the I'm not a robot checkbox. Or there's an invisible reCaptcha badge that floats around the screen. So this is kind of like preference. Version 3 is it does it based off a score. So based off how the person moves their mouse, how the screen loads, like how it identifies if it's a human or a bot. But this one's a little bit technically harder to set up, so I just always go with challenge version 2, and I do the I'm not a robot checkbox. It's a pretty standard process. People are used to it. It's not a big deal to implement. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the domain. So I'm taking the domain, I'm putting it in the domain section, submit. So you gotta add it without the HTTPS or the ending slash, so just the .com or .net, whatever it is, domain dot whatever, submit, and then it's going to give us a copy site key and a copy secret key. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to go to Elementor, we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to integrations. And here you're going to find the reCaptcha, and it's going to ask for the site key and the secret key. So we're just going to go to copy site key. We're going to copy the site key. We're going to go to copy secret key. And then we're just going to save. Save changes. So after this, there's only one more step to do, and that is to physically put the reCaptcha on the form. So depending on how many forms you have is how many places you have to do it. So a little tip is if you put the form as your footer, and then just select the certain places you want that footer to show, you'll just have to change it once. That way you're literally not doing it. Like if you have 50 different services, you don't have to put it on every single service. You'll just put it on each footer, or each footer that it specifies. All right, so in this case, we just have one, I believe. So I'm gonna add it here. And actually, the emails will actually tell you where they came from. So unfortunately, these are getting through without it telling us. So as you can see, page URL is blank. So they're not even getting to the site. They're submitting it without it. But we're gonna add these and see if it helps. So I'm gonna edit with Elementor. And it also depends on what forms you're using. So in this case, I'm using Elementor forms, but it's similar if you're going to use contact form 7, contact, gravity forms. You might need to input it in a different area, but the process is the same. So here we go to the actual form, and then I'm going to add an item, and the item is going to be reCaptcha. So it's going to give you a reCaptcha, and then reCaptcha version 3. We're doing reCaptcha version 2, so it's going to be this one. And then, as you can see, it pulls up the I'm not a robot button, and it's only going to show because we already put the secret key and site key. If we don't input that, it's just going to be an empty space. It's not going to have anything. And so then we hit update, and now it's going to be here. So the only thing else that I would add are some honeypots, and this is for spam, right? So a honeypot is a box that is not viewable. You can only access it if you're a robot. So you don't see it here. That means a human would never answer a honeypot because they can't see it. And so it's a trap. if someone fills it out, or if something fills it out, it means that it is spam. It's a robot. It's a machine. It's a software. If a human can't see it, it's like not possible. So that's what it's for. So honeypot, and I'm just gonna label it address. So the robot spam is gonna see address and fill out information. So then the form is gonna know, okay, why did this thing fill it out? We're not gonna count that. And I'm actually gonna add another one just to be extra spam filtering. And I'm gonna do this one as something pretty normal, which would be service is needed. And if that's filled out, then that's another one. So now we have three things. We have the reCaptcha, we have Honeypot 1 and Honeypot 2. So I'm gonna update that. And that's it. That is how you add the reCaptcha to the forms, if it's elementor forms. And it should help prevent spam. Again, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spams in a matter of 12 hours. So this should be minimized. Okay, thank you, bye.